Hello and welcome back to Podkast with a K. I'm your host, Carla with a K. You're listening to 90.1 WECS FM, and we're joined on this fine Sunday evening by Jorge and Cris, who you've already met, and we have two new guests today, I already said Cris, didn't I? Ivan and Rodrigo.
Hello.
Welcome, kids, welcome.
How are you?
My significant.
All right, don't be afraid of the mic, talk into it, and that way we can all hear y'all. And don't fumble with it. All right, but we are live. So, hi guys, how are y'all?
Was good.
Hello.
Yes.
Are you Russian now, Jorge?
No.
All right.
I'm a little tired, not gonna lie.
Yeah? 11's late for you?
Yes.
On a Sunday? Into the mic, kids.
That's his bedtime.
That's his, oh, interesting. Well, dang. All right, well, Cris, Jorge, you've been on the show before. How are y'all feeling about being back?
Yeah, at first, it was a bit uncomfortable, but now I am more comfortable.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's it.
Christian?
It's dope. I liked it the first couple times, so I'm glad to be back with Jorge as always, and with two new guests,
The
Rodrigo and
lads.
Ivan.
Rodrigo and Ivan, how are you feeling about being on the show? You're live on air.
Actually, I'm a bit nervous. I've never done anything like this, so
Really?
hope it goes well.
Of course. Ivan.
Nervous as well. Not gonna lie.
You were hyped to be on the show before. What happened?
I was. No, trying new things out. Right, guys?
Yes, he still is.
Indeed. All right. Well, the questions we ask everyone, because they're the only things that matter about a person. Rodrigo, Ivan, y'all can decide who answers first. What is your major?
I'm a business admin major.
Ivan?
I am a CS major, computer science.
Nice. Thank you for explaining that for everyone that doesn't know, non-STEM majors, am I right?
Period.
I say this as an art major. Don't drag me.
It's okay.
And more importantly, what is your zodiac signs?
I'm a Libra.
I'm a Cancer.
Yo, Cancer gang.
Period.
Yo, we got
That's
3
what you-
cancers in the studio. That's
you're
what's
Cancer.
up.
There's a lot of cancer.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a
Wrap
cancer.
it up.
No.
Bro, this
Cancer
is,
gang now, huh?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a Cancer.
Do y'all actually care about astrology? Do y'all put anything to store by it, or is it just a thing to know?
I mean, I read some of the,
The horoscopes?
Yeah, horoscopes.
Nice.
The fortune cookies.
Rodrigo?
Yeah, it's just for me, it's kind of a bit of a thing to know, really.
Nice. And as far as your majors go, do you think that is affected by your astrological sign? Because they really don't seem to really... A lot of Cancers tend to go towards more artistic careers. And you said you're computer science, Rodrigo, you're Libra. So I guess yours kind of fits, but Ivan?
No, I can't draw, so I don't know where that coming from.
Yeah, no, I don't really think it influences in my major. I never thought about it.
Do you think it influences your life in general?
Not really.
Maybe.
It seems like that's kind of a running thing with at least with like immediate thoughts. It's like, nah, it doesn't really affect me. But like in the past, when we've decided to like go through the traits, they kind of do have things that y'all relate to.
Yeah.
Especially Jorge, who says he doesn't believe in anything, but then
I do not.
every single thing he says fits the typical Aquarius
Does it?
description.
Does
Yes,
it
it does.
really?
Bro, I asked
Like
you.
what are some
Hate
traits?
I
that.
asked you
Aquariuses.
traits from other zodiac signs, and you're like, nah, that's not me at all. And then I asked you Aquarius, and you're like, yeah, I would say that's me. And I'm
No,
like,
that
bro,
was the
you're
other way
playing right
around. You
into
gave me
it.
traits from other signs, and I said I relate to those.
No, you said you didn't. You said it was broad and that you could relate to all of them, so I straight up asked you. But anyways,
Could you tell me what a Libra is, or whatever?
yeah, so Libras are usually more peacekeepers. They like to stay in the middle. They don't really like to pick sides.
Accurate.
And instead of picking sides,
Very
they try
true.
to make everyone be either on the same side or be okay with there being two different sides. That's like the main job of Libra. Because Libra is the scales, right? You base your life off of balance. So like if you have two extremes, you like to reconcile them by, dabbling a bit in both.
All right, that sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Does it?
Kind of.
Nice.
Very, very accurate.
And a Libra is an air sign, so you're more kind of like free-willing. Like you'll kind of do what you want as it comes along, and you kind of shape your own path instead of reacting to situations.
That's on baby.
Jesus Christ. All right, anyway. We've discussed Cancer signs on the show before because Christian is a Cancer, as am I. Ivan, would you like to hear anything about Cancers in particular, or do you have anything to say?
Give me a little info.
Okay,
A little
so
refresher.
So Cancers, as we've heard before, are water signs. this is between June and July, and cancers are known for having, you know, that hard exterior, but once you get to know them, you know, they open up, they'll deal with your nonsense, they'll tolerate you. Nah, but cancers do present originally kind of as tough and kind of more on the extreme side of things, and then, but this is, they'll kind of go back and forth between. Can you not mess with the screens?
We're about to break this whole thing.
You're gonna destroy my studio.
Yeah.
Jesus, stop.
No, relax.
We are 10 minutes in and it's already chaos.
Continue.
I think y'all broke Chris, Jorge, and Noor's record for how long it took everything to become absolutely chaotic. But no, cancers. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Ivan's a cancer, and he came in saying he was nervous, but he's already out here instigating. You see what I'm saying?
Exposing you.
Very accurate.
Cancers, am I right?
Oh my god. We're really close together right now, man.
Yo, it's a little close. Hey, get away from me.
But anyway, lads,
Go on.
behave. Okay, so, you guys are all friends. You guys are future roommates. What brought y'all together?
Love.
Because you're all very different people. You're different star signs. You got different majors. Like, in all aspects of your life, you are completely unique. So what brought you guys into this entity that we see today?
Well, really, I met Ivan. Ivan was one of the first people I met here because we were the only guys that had moved in early at Crandall.
Uh-huh.
And that's really how it all started off with me and Ivan.
I smacked him in FIFA like 4 times straight.
Tell him. Yeah. I lost a few FIFA games, but I also did win a few. So
I mean, there you go.
We were talking, you know, and we got to know each other. And he's like very respectful guy. So,
Yes.
you know, we were good since the start.
It worked out. How about you boys?
I think I met Chris at the fat events after night. The big little party they had, you know, at the beginning of the semester.
The block party?
The block party, yes.
On the Crandall lawn.
And Chris was one of the people in this little squad we had.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm still friends with most of them, but I'm still friends with, you know, Chris, Tara. A decent majority of them, you know. We're not
the majority, but shout outs exclusively to Tara only.
Yeah,
and then
through all these years.
So yeah, Jorge, we've stayed in touch for a while. Rodrigo, we became roommates a couple months ago.
Nice.
October?
Yeah.
October, November?
Ivan is just common people, you know. So it's been good.
Me and Ivan, I don't remember when I met Ivan. Do you? I don't know. We just met.
He seemed quite shy, but I noticed like when he was around the people he knew, he was like very outgoing. I don't know when I met him though.
I think I met you through Jess and Vanya.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were hanging out. And
Name drop, shout out. Jess and Vanya. Dope.
Shout out Vanya.
Shout out.
I know I met Chris the first day we were here too. I remember he was stuck holding the door for everybody walking into
That sounds like Chris.
Yes.
That was Chris.
And here y'all are today.
So like I said,
Best friends, an entire mess. Something else that brings y'all together, as I've gotten to know, is you guys all watch Twitch. You guys are all gamers, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I'm the better gamer.
Are you?
I'm just gonna drop that out there.
All right, Rodrigo out here dropping heat apparently. But I assume you guys watch Twitch then, yeah? Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah, here and then. Yeah.
So recently, we've seen kind of. We'll go into some discussion here. We've seen sort of competition, I'd say, between Twitch and YouTube for live streaming, because of course people used to post their like gaming on YouTube and just kind of do that. Then they started live streaming on YouTube, but with Twitch came like a whole like crowd of people, mostly for Fortnite, but with other games as well. What do you guys think of this sort of competition between the sites and how it's developed?
Well, I think YouTube still has more views. YouTube still has more views than Twitch. Because there's a lot more like people and kids, but just recently Twitch has been like growing thanks to like Fortnite and big streamers on there like Ninja and Myth for a little bit. So Twitch is like growing, but it's still not as where like the views are on YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube does have like its longtime viewers,
Yeah.
whereas Twitch is kind of like a new generation of viewers. It's a lot of kids,
Do you
but
know like when each one was created? Because I know YouTube's been around for a while.
YouTube's been around for like
but I feel
ever.
like Twitch is a bit more recent.
Twitch is recent. Twitch came about, I'd say, I don't know, like 3-4 years ago, maybe. Let's look this up. But yeah, Twitch like it blew up in the past like year or so, especially like with creators like Ninja becoming so prominent in the scene, and kind of becoming household names, especially because like, you know, now every kid has a phone, every kid has access to it. But I think, when was gaming like the biggest on YouTube? Do we know? Like, when did y'all like get brought into this world of gaming?
With COD?
Yeah, like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
2010.
That was a while back.
Yeah.
I think that's how
2010.
it gained its popularity. But I don't know if that was like its prime though.
Yeah, they would just take videos of themselves playing and then voice over them
Yeah.
rather than live streaming.
Yeah, and then came, of course, like the huge crowd of like PewDiePie fans around like say 2012 or so. But that was with horror games and like story things. But I remember Halo also had like a really big following. But Twitch was launched in 2011. But I don't think I've been watching Twitch for that long. I think I started watching Twitch somewhere around like 2015, I'd say.
Yeah, it's more recent.
Yeah, way more recent than that. But it's been around for a while as well.
That's dope.
I feel like Twitch is for those like hardcore gamers that like to stay in like, you know, close with like their favorite like streamers like
Yeah.
Ninja. Like he has like 200K viewers sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like YouTube is for those more relaxed, like
Mhm.
you know, just like in their like just bed, you know, cruising through YouTube, just watching. stuff.
Yeah,
That's
YouTube's more
what I do.
casual.
I don't really like watch Twitch like that because like I don't like, you know, like to go like just and check who's live, right?
Yeah.
I just go on YouTube and see what they got, you know.
Like the highlights and stuff.
Highlights basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think Twitch is also for the streamers who want to make a little bit more money than
Yeah,
YouTube
for
can do.
sure.
Because I know they get a lot of their money, like most of the big streamers, from Twitch itself.
Yeah, and they can survive off of that pretty well. Like Jenna Marbles, longtime YouTuber, and her now boyfriend Julian, whatever his last name is, I don't know. But they were YouTubers, and they started mostly through Julian started streaming on Twitch, and now instead of as they've been doing for years, you know, surviving off of YouTube, because Jenna is one of the like top subscribed channels on YouTube. And now I think their income is primarily Twitch through subs and donations and bits, which is another form of donations. And that's crazy because like they really did get their start on YouTube, and YouTube was like the way to make money on the internet. And now there's such a shift to something as simple as daily live streaming and legit just interacting with an audience while you play video games.
But I would also say that there's like, you know, that weird hybrid out there of people who do both. you
Yeah.
know, and get both incomes. Ideally, that's I feel like what you would
Yeah,
want as
for
a
sure.
as a content creator.
I mean, yeah.
I do see that a lot of the streamers, the big streamers, they use YouTube as more of the highlights, like you said
Highlights,
earlier.
yeah.
They put their best games, best moments on YouTube as like montage type things.
Yeah. And I mean, that's more revenue, more ad revenue for them, more money.
More exposure too.
Exactly. And I feel like YouTube still has the shareability, right? Because you see a YouTube link, you're like, oh, all right, a minute, yeah, I can watch this. But whereas with Twitch, unless you're willing to like sit down and like watch it for as long as you can without getting bored, like that's more of a commitment. Especially because, like I said, there is the daily live stream type schedule, and there's kind of like a network, I guess, of like falling into being a part of the chat community, because you'll see that like there's people that are like consistently recognized, and from being prominent in a streamer's chat, they'll create their own channel and their own community.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a platform for, it's kind of networking, right? Networking in gaming. And it's crazy that it's gotten to the point where like there's conventions for streamers.
And celebrities
for
are
people to
jumping
meet
on
them.
it too. I think Post Malone also does Twitch.
Yeah,
I don't know if he still does, but he used to like stream like COD and stuff.
he did, yeah. And then, I mean, Drake hopped on Twitch with
He did.
Ninja.
Yeah.
And so like that was insane because,
Hey.
He did, yeah.
but it's,
Travis Scott too. He was there too.
yeah,
That's
it's like it really is blowing up, and it's a good way, I guess, for audiences to connect with their idols. But it's crazy. And now with Google trying to release Stadia, it is, right? Have y'all heard of Stadia?
Yes.
I've heard of
I
it,
have.
but I have like pretty much no knowledge of like what its goal is.
It's
or
like
trying to
Netflix,
do.
isn't it?
Netflix or-
That's like Netflix for gaming.
Oh,
Kind
that
of.
makes
So Stadia is going to be a cloud-based gaming service. It's kind of like Steam meets Twitch, in which you buy your games online, right? But you also play them online. So you log in, you have access to all your games. It's supposed to be like high-quality 4K streaming, and like from Stadia, you can live stream on the Google platform. It'll be accessible through Google Chrome, but it's kind of trying to bring YouTube, because YouTube belongs to Google, right? So it's kind of trying to bring everything into itself. I feel like it's just trying to get Twitch to like shrink away and let Google take the top spot again.
Monopoly.
Monopoly, yeah. Do you guys see yourself kind of feeding into the Google Stadia thing?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think it'll do big. I feel like I saw the presentation of it,
Yeah.
and it looked really cool and interesting. Like you could like instantly, see a game, play it, but it requires like your internet connection, and if you don't have
Yeah.
a really good one, your game could like lag or suffer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think a lot of people are used to whatever they've been gaming for years. So,
Right.
like, if you've been a PC gamer, downloading your games from Steam, Steam
Yeah.
has been around forever, and
There would be the issue of having to like repurchase
we
games.
purchase a lot of games and stuff like that.
So maybe years, a couple of years, check back, see how it's doing.
Yeah, see if it's able to like prevail. But within that same thing, there would also be the issue of like, I think what they're trying to do is so you can log into any computer and play your games, but like Jorge said, the thing with the internet connection is real, and it also kind of tethers you to kind of to a PC. So like, there's not really much of a point because people are comfortable with their setup, they're comfortable with their own systems. But I don't know. I guess we will see where Stadia goes. But one of the topics that was suggested for discussion on the topic of gaming, FIFA, huge game. Huge game. Rocket League,
Very
also
huge.
another huge game.
Rocket League, it used to be huge. I mean, it's not so huge now.
Not so much anymore. However, still prominent. So
Honestly,
FIFA,
FIFA's been around since like the 90s.
it
That's
has.
that kind of thing.
It has. Rocket League had its time to shine, though.
What, 2016? 2017? Yeah. Something like that.
The first time I heard about Rocket League, I was like, what is this? Soccer with cars?
Soccer with
course.
cars, bro.
Like, over FIFA? What? But then it was like $15, so I was like, whatever, I'll try it, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's pretty fun.
It's
Like,
fun. I think it's more casual. I mean, FIFA, it's hardcore, I mean,
I mean,
that's what you want.
I don't know.
But
Rocket League's pretty hardcore
is-
too.
I mean, but
Yeah, the way you play it, like the way Chris
Yeah,
plays
to
it,
me,
Chris
the
is
way
really good at it.
Rocket
So he
League's
plays
more
like
hardcore.
I can't do that
For
shit.
sure.
they even have like a pro league too. I mean, I know
Yeah.
FIFA does too, but
FIFA
like,
does
it's
too.
But
FIFA.
Rocket League,
Like,
bro.
Rocket League,
both
like
have
having
their-
a pro league.
Soccer with cars
They're
has a
flying
pro
all over
league.
the court and shit.
So I was pretty much, I knew of FIFA my whole life, but I never really got into it for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Right? But I know Rodrigo, you've played both, right?
Yeah, I've been on both sides. FIFA really since I started playing video games. But Rocket League not really until this year, because when I became roommates with Chris, he said you should get Rocket League. He convinced me to getting Rocket League.
Mm-hmm.
So there I went and got Rocket League, started playing it for a while, and honestly, being on both sides of the FIFA Rocket League thing, I do understand that Rocket League is more competitive than FIFA. FIFA's
Oh,
more
snap.
casual with
Oh,
playing against a
wow.
friend.
Yes.
I disagree.
To
That
me.
is
I feel
interesting.
that too.
Why
Rocket
would you
League is very
say
competitive.
that? Like, what makes Rocket League more competitive?
So, for example, say I'm playing with Chris. Me and Chris are gonna team up and do
Mhm.
our best to beat whatever team we're playing against.
Right.
However, me and Ivan want to play FIFA. We'll play against each other just for fun. See who wins.
So you
That
think
kind
it's the level of how personal each game is?
Yeah. How
That
personal.
probably is.
I mean, it's not
That
too.
makes sense.
Rodrigo ain't too hard, so it's not. But if it's like one of my friends
the
that
words of
comes
Ivan,
that's
Rodrigo's
really good,
eye.
and it's really competitive. I'd be starting to sweat. Be a little yelly.
Oh my god! So what is the consensus, kids? Rocket
Also-
League or FIFA?
The reach of it, like I'm prety sure FIFA has way more players, right?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
So
And it has a huge following and commitment because people buy it every year.
Yeah.
No one comes
Yeah.
out next year.
Mhm.
I'm planning to get it. All my
Okay.
friends gonna get it.
Okay.
Always.
Like millions of players.
Yeah, it's got the time to to stand behind it.
And it's got real soccer players, you know what I mean?
Not
real,
cars.
real people that
Well,
exist.
that's real cars too. What do you say?
No, real people that actually exist.
Mustang.
And the another big thing is the skill curve in Rocket League. I feel like it's more than in FIFA. Like the skill gap. Because me and Rodrigo, like we play, but like if I play against Chris, like it's too much of a gap.
Chris is known
like,
as
in
a
skill.
try-hard.
You think so?
Yeah. I feel like you can do way better in Rocket League in terms of skill.
All right, so which one would you say is the better game?
FIFA.
I'll go FIFA.
I think I'm the only one.
3v1.
FIFA.
So, Chris, does this mean you're just better at Rocket League than you are at FIFA?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right. Let's go ahead and ask the final question we ask our guests when we're getting to know them. We'll start with Ivan. Ivan, give us a song you're listening to. Give us something that's like your bop right now. What's
Right
a
now?
banger? Yeah.
There's this song currently I'm listening to a lot. It's called Verte
Mm-hmm.
by Mambo Kings, Anuel, Nicky, you know what I'm saying? Brytiago. She goes crazy.
All right. We'll give that song a listen. So without further ado, this one is Verte. All right, so moving on to another topic. I am sure, because you guys all live on the internet as well, you have seen Bad Bunny with
my
his black light, green hair, and acrylic nails.
Ooh.
Discuss. What do
My
y'all
boy.
think? What's the vibe?
You know the vibes.
What are the vibes, Ivan?
All right. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Like personally, myself,
Yes.
I don't think I'd go that far.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, even painting my nails is a stretch, but like,
Yeah.
you know, acrylic, I don't think so. But all respect to Bad Bunny, he's a legend. You know,
Right.
he makes his own style, and I respect that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
probably my favorite artist. So
Yeah, because Bad Bunny is huge right now, and you guys all listen to him. You guys are all fashionable individuals. For the most part.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, you know, what he's doing. A lot of people are describing him as this like gender breaking norm because of these acrylic nails that he's done.
Right.
And I think what a lot of people like about Bad Bunny is that he just doesn't really care, you know. He doesn't care what, like, you know, what people think. He does his own thing. He doesn't care if this is like for this gender specific or for this one. And I think, you know, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do you think, Rodrigo?
The whole nail painting thing, I know it's been around for a long time. Like you see it around a lot of like rock singers, just
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
That is true.
And I don't think it's that much of a groundbreaking. Only difference is that he's really huge right now, as of this moment.
Well, and it's also like the people, you know, like
Yeah.
typically it's like reggaeton, so it's like more, you know, Latinos
You
aren't
see
really
that a
like
lot.
used to that.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
they're
kind of new for the culture.
pretty conservative, so I don't think like you know,
it's a
they're-
culture thing.
yeah, you know.
For sure.
Definitely.
Are there any other Latin artists that do their nails like that, or is it just Bad Bunny?
I think recently it's only been Bad Bunny. I mean, before this, other artists have kind of like dabbled into like different fashion standards.
Yeah, but I'm
I've
talking
seen
like
J
specific
Balvin
Latin-
do it too.
J
Yeah,
Balvin?
J
if-
Balvin.
If anybody, I feel like it'd be J Balvin.
I'd agree. I mean, I think similar to what Ivan said is, you know, if that's what you're into, you know, you're spreading a good message. You know, go for it. But I don't think that'd be me.
If anything, he's getting people out of their shell. He's gonna start getting
100%.
people out of their shell.
You don't have to like, you know, paint your nails, but
No, of
you
course,
can try
you know.
new stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Stuff.
And I feel like celebrities also do a lot in terms of fashion and style that you wouldn't see someone that doesn't have that status just kind of wearing, you know, just out on the streets. Like even 6ix9ine, like with the hair, like that's kind of unheard of, and that's like another
6ix9ine till it's backwards.
that's another example of like a Latino artist, right? Who kind of does it, who kind of defies the typical fashion standards.
And he's not ashamed of it, which I think is great.
No, yeah,
you know?
exactly.
He embraces that.
I mean,
And he's He's talented, you know.
Yeah.
they have their style and they have their fans that support him.
Yep. Huge following.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's not new for celebrities to do weird things. Like, I mean, Lady Gaga for the longest time kind of took the crown on strange choices, and her fans were there for her, even though like a dress made out of meat.
Like if you're not gonna like Bad Bunny because he's wearing acrylic nails, and like, you know, that's not being a real fan.
Shaking my head.
It's kind of beyond the point of why you should like Bad Bunny. You like him because of his
Yeah.
music, whatever, stuff like that.
It goes back to something we've discussed time and time again on this
What?
show about separating the art from the artist, and kind of like what they create is different from the choices they make.
But I feel like Bad Bunny, there's no separation. You know, what he presents himself is like what he gives off in his music as well. Like I feel like he's just one. Like that's just who he is,
Right.
and that's like really cool.
And he's not harming anyone. You know,
Exactly.
he'll do whatever, like the weirdest stuff that to me is weird, but like he's not harming anyone, and he's still putting out great content.
For sure.
Great content.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's dominating the charts. All of his songs, I think, are trending whenever he dropped his album, and he's featured on almost everyone else's songs as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in terms of like celebrity fashion, I guess, and celebrity choices, what do you think it is that separates them from the general public? Like, why can they get away with something that it would be strange to see someone like show up to class? Like,
It's because of their
Where?
massive influence. I feel like, you know, you see this big icon,
yeah,
and you know, if he's doing something, then people will look at it. Oh snap! Look at this guy. He's doing something that's, you know, not many people would do,
mm-hmm.
but it gives this people that it brings more light to it. You know, it makes people feel like, oh, I can try something new now that I like Bad Bunny. He did it.
yeah,
Maybe I'll paint my nails.
right,
You know?
I think it also goes back to his primary thing is music. So really, like, people know him for his music, not really for whatever fashion thing he's doing. And I don't think, like, for example, somebody else, like you said, someone walks into class with whatever.
yeah,
You don't really know them. I mean, you might be friends with them, whatever, but they don't have anything else backing that other than like
yeah.
Bad
You
Bunny
just
has
kind of see
music
how they
behind
present
it.
themselves.
Yeah. I think, like, you know, whether we like to admit it or not, we've always put celebrities on this pedestal, right? So when we see them doing all these weird stuff, like Lady Gaga with her meat dress, or Bad Bunny with his acrylic nails, right?
Yeah,
It really doesn't come off as a shocker. Yeah,
because they can.
because they're on this pedestal that
Yeah.
I think the public gives them.
They're almost idolized, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it also kind of does have to do, like y'all said, with the influence, and it's interesting how far this influence reaches.
What do you think? He was trend starter?
Yeah, like a
Oh,
trendsetter.
definitely.
Oh,
He's a
perhaps,
trendsetter.
Even before the acrylic nails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even before he was.
Mhm.
I
definitely-
mean, the tiny shades have
Yeah.
for some reason become a thing again.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
seen lots of Bad Bunny like fashion coming up.
Airbender
and like the
haircut.
glasses, the
Airbender
clear
haircut, you
glasses.
said?
Glasses, yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see which celebrities get to set the trends. Bad Bunny for sure is becoming one of these sort of influences, right?
Yeah, for like example, you see those like clear colored glasses, and I automatically think like, oh, Bad Bunny. You know,
Yeah,
kinda gives
for
gives
sure.
off that vibe for sure.
Yeah. And then, I mean, as much as whether you love or hate that this becomes a topic time and time again as well on the show, for some reason, Kanye continues to be influential, right? Like, his entire fashion line is bizarre. And, like, he's got so much that looks kind of just like old, ratty clothes. Yet, I mean, the fans still buy it.
Walking Dead clothes.
The Walking Dead clothes, yeah. And somehow that's fashion, and people are willing to pay so much money.
Yeah.
I could see why. I mean, like some pieces are like, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You
Some-
wanna
Holes on your shirt.
I mean, you know, it's what people like. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
People can
The
buy what they want. you
Yeezys
know?
are
Yeah.
really nice. Obviously.
Yeah.
Shoes are nice, huh?
I will
Shoes
admit,
are really
the Yeezys have a
Mhm.
decent line to them.
Mm.
But, I mean, like you said, that's a good way to put it, Walking Dead clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not even just him, because after that, I think during Fashion Week, Gucci, I think, released a pair of sneakers that look
Gucci.
old and,
Oh,
like, worn, and, like, they look dirty, bro, and that's a thing that people are paying
People
like,
are, yeah,
hundreds
they're
and thousands.
gonna buy it if they have the money. You
Is
know?
the vintage looker?
The vintage
very,
look,
very
yeah.
vintage.
Not even vintage. Like I can make a pair of those like myself. It's the brand that comes with it. You know, the Gucci
Throw
brand.
it at the
They're
ground.
paying for the
But yeah, it's having
the brand, yeah.
it's having the brand, it's having the
Yeah.
title to back it up.
Gucci is huge, so
Yeah.
I would see why people would buy it. I wouldn't buy it. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally would not. I don't think I even like go out of my way to buy like ripped jeans either. And like I know that's like one of the most common trends of like distressed style, and yet we kind of push that boundary.
I'll
versus-
admit, I use ripped jeans.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, I love ripped jeans.
And it's not a bad look. Like there's something about like that the detail, right?
Yeah,
It's just kind of like, oh snap, this it changes the look of it. And
yeah,
there's
for
just
sure. Yeah.
yeah. And there's kind of a recurring theme of like celebrities who are supposed to be like the epitome of like riches and wealth, kind of coming out with even more and more distressed, like old looking clothes.
The poorer you look, the richer you are.
Yeah, precisely. Ooh,
Very,
Okay.
very,
Some
very
some
good
wisdom
point.
from Christian. But yeah, it's interesting to see this influence that celebrities have and kind of what the give and take is.
Yes.
But yeah. And since we're on the topic of reggaeton, I want to pose you guys a question. Who do you guys think is better between Anuel, Bad Bunny, Ozuna, and J Balvin?
Ooh.
It's very, very tough.
Right now?
Kings.
Or,
Like,
Yes,
in your
discuss,
opinion,
please.
like who do you like more?
So we have
I'm just gonna go with just real quick Ozuna for sure. Ozuna, and then close second is Bad Bunny. for sure.
okay.
That's it's 'cause you are.
I put Bad Bunny, then Ozuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no love for Anuel.
Go ahead. Who do you think?
Dude, you haven't
I
even
really like
mentioned J Balvin.
I like J
There you
Balvin. I put him first, and then I put Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'd say, as of right now, I'd say Anuel and then Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bad
And
Bunny's
Anuel go
made quite the
nuts.
impression on everyone, huh?
Nah, I look,
Yeah,
I
Bad
look
Bunny for sure.
Bad Bunny. I mean, they're all like.
No, you
Yeah, they should.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have a song like all four together, but and when that happens,
So
Oh, it's
Do
over.
you know which one of them has like the most streams on Spotify?
Let's figure this out.
it's
right?
crazy
We all
because
have
on
the internet in our
YouTube they
hands.
All of them
literally
are
get
top
1 billion views, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
And like a couple years ago, you like that's like not you wouldn't think of it as possible, But now like they're breaking 2 billion and stuff.
Islam
Honestly,
music.
I think that's really thanks to Despacito. As
Yeah,
much as
was
I hate
about
to admit
say,
that.
Despacito was huge.
Cue that song for me,
Yeah.
okay?
We
Play
might not
it.
play that one on this show, but we'll add it on another show. We've all heard Despacito enough times. But yeah, honestly, that song was huge for like Latin music to kind of make its way into the mainstream.
It's groundbreaking.
Yeah, like if you look on Spotify, I'm used to seeing like Latin music on like the global top 50, but you see it trending on the US top 50 now, and also on like the viral playlist as well
Yeah.
as like top hits. Like half of it's always just like Bad Bunny, like the ones you said, Bad Bunny, Ozuna,
And
J
then
Balvin, and
I think Te Bote, like the remix, that was
Yes.
huge.
Te
You could
Bote
hear that in the
and Taki
in
Taki.
clubs and all that.
Yeah. I went when I went back home for spring break. I was talking to one of my friends who is American, like from the South, like has no business listening to Latin music. She's never expressed any interest in it, and she was like, "Yo, I heard these songs. They're really cool. Do you know them?" And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, I know them, but why do you know them?" But yeah, let's figure out which one has the most streams.
I was about to check that actually.
That's actually a really interesting question because I know Bad Bunny is like doing really, really well right now because he released his albums and stuff.
I know Anuel made a huge comeback. Got out of
All of them
jail,
are top
just
10, yeah.
Yeah, they've
got up there right away.
yeah. So Bad Bunny currently has 31 million monthly listeners.
That's Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny. Ozuna has
5 more.
35, almost 36 million.
Dang.
Who else did you say? J Balvin?
Yeah.
J Balvin dominating with 48 million. And then, who else did you say? Anuel.
Anuel.
Anuel has almost 22 million. So, I mean, but they are still up there. Like, those are all, like, ridiculously
That's
high
huge.
high
That's huge.
listener counts. But yeah, it's really cool to see that representation in the music industry.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean Despacito? He was on Despacito?
J Balvin? Was he not?
He was?
I don't think
Yes,
he
he
was.
was.
It was Daddy Yankee,
Luis Fonsi.
and then the remix was Justin Bieber. And
I could have
that
sworn
one
J
was,
Balvin did something
that
with
one was
Bieber.
more huge, right?
That's the one that
Well,
hit.
that
here
one,
in the
yeah,
US.
that was the one that hit
Yeah.
the U.S. for sure.
Oh no, J Balvin did a remix of Sorry, but he did do something with Bieber. But yeah, Despacito was
She only did that one song that was like bumping everywhere.
Mi Gente.
Which one was
Mi
it?
Gente.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And like all these like really huge hits are like getting American rappers to do collabs
Yeah.
with Latino rappers.
I know.
Yeah,
just going
Mia.
back a little bit to fashion.
Mia. Mia was a
It
big
was
hit.
insanely big.
J Balvin's a big fashion icon.
For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
They all are, to be honest.
Yeah, they all
Unique.
kind of come with their own
Very
style.
unique.
Yeah. And like y'all said, it definitely breaks every stereotype that came around like Latin fashion for sure. Because like you said, it is more conservative. It kind of follows a more
Mhm.
traditional style. But these boys out here, wildin'.
Oh my god.
So would y'all say, like, out of those four, like, would you say those are your favorite Latin artists currently in the industry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously more, but like, you know, there's Brytiago, Darell. You know, you can name like 20 artists.
Yeah.
But out of
There's so many to choose from now.
Those four are
Yeah.
Biggest right
my
now.
top.
Maluma's also pretty
Oh,
big.
yeah.
Maluma,
Romeo
yeah.
Santos as well.
And
Daddy Yankee as well.
Daddy
Yeah.
Yankee's
Daddy
still,
Yankee.
he's
Yeah,
still here for
somehow this
20
man's still
years.
relevant.
Godfather, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and like it's cool because before, like, if you thought about like Latin singers, I guess you thought of like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, maybe.
What?
Who? But now there's so much to choose from, and there's so much like good music that's actually like Spanish. Because I don't think either Demi Lovato or Selena Gomez had done a song in Spanish until like this kind of generation of music, right?
You know a singer that used to do English but then transitioned to Latin was Becky G.
Becky G, dude, yeah.
Yeah, she was originally a English singer.
Yeah, she did I know Becky G because she did a song with Cody Simpson, who my sister was obsessed with, which was like the same vibe as like the old Bieber like Baby like era.
Mhm.
And now Becky G's also like one of the bigger figures in Latin music.
Yeah, she has a song with a country singer too. I'm into country, so it
You know about
really has a
that.
song about. She really has a song with a country singer.
She's out here doing the most, huh?
Yeah, and the country singer sings Spanish in there too, so you know.
Really?
It's weird.
I love country.
Oh, shout out to Jessica because I know she likes country
Oh
too.
my god.
Shout out Jessica and Vanya. I think they requested a call
I mean,
if that's available.
the phone is supposedly on, so if they're calling, we should
Call.
be able to hear them.
Jessica and call.
That's not a request. That's a demand.
Hit my line.
I mean, the phone is on, so if the call comes through, it comes through. If not, then
Someone call.
the phone number is on the website. There's two numbers listed. I think it's the one at the bottom because one of them is just kind of like a helpline. The other one is the number to call. Yeah, the phone is on, so I guess we will sit here and see if they call or not. It's on the website. That's all I know. I mean, I'm not gonna call my own show.
Hey, it's a hustle.
How's the weather?
Carla.
Swear to God. Speaking of music, and like kind of the integration of rap and Latin and country, whatever, how do y'all feel about we've discussed Old Town Road, of course, and Lil Nas, but like the up and coming rappers, like there's also a lot going on in rap in terms of, you know, new artists that are kind of monumental.
They're young. How old is Lil Pump?
Oh, he's like 16.
He's like a child, right?
Oh my gosh.
All right, we have the
Oh,
phone.
shit,
All
here we
right.
go.
Oh my God. I'm nervous.
All right, you are on air, supposedly.
Can y'all hear?
Speak. All right, we can't hear you.
Shout out to
I
my
don't know
man
what to
Rigo.
do.
You know how to give you a little shout out. You know,
Oh, shit.
be trying
All right,
Don't panic.
let's try this again. Can you hear us? All right, well, this is unfortunate because I can't hear anything.
We have some funny content.
They should be on air. Like, the thing is on, but
No, because then if I put my phone next to it,
you can put it on speaker.
okay.
Yeah, just call Ivan.
I'm at 17%.
Call Ivan.
Sorry, we'll figure out the phone someday.
Shake my hand.
Call
You know,
me.
technical difficulties
Hit
do
your
happen.
phone number, Ivan.
Hit my line. 608.
Yo, might as well tell me your address too.
My
Social security
address
number and
is-
everything, huh? Okay, no.
The White House.
Well, you've already said
Crandall.
what building you live in. I feel like you can do
Crandall.
we can do without doxing yourselves on live on air. But y'all were saying about rap artists being super crazy young.
Oh. I am receiving a phone call.
All right, again.
Greetings. Well, hold on, what's going on?
I'm sorry, what?
Is this? Oh,
yeah, we couldn't hear y'all in the studio is the
Oh
thing.
yeah, we couldn't hear you in the studio.
Everyone else heard us.
That's fantastic. We'll hear that later.
Oh yeah, we did hear your laugh.
Oh my god. Oh my
All
god.
right. All right, hello.
Don't.
Okay. Let's see if we can hear you again.
Yo, relax. Did you hear this?
Yo, you're about to end the
Alright,
world
so-
with this.
All right. So here's the issue, all right? When I pick up the phone, I can hear you, but as soon as I put y'all on air, we can't hear you in the studio, which isn't supposed to happen because as we've had callers in the past before, we've been able to hear you here. However, today, for some reason that I don't know how to figure out, we can't hear you here.
I have a
And
suggestion.
the CS me.
Why don't they just tell us the question right now and we'll answer? Ivan?
What is your question?
Nothing?
Put that. Can you put your sound up so we can all hear? Or something, put them on speaker. Let's say up. Just put it on
Call
speaker.
Rodrigo.
Dude, this is the biggest mess of every mess I've ever seen.
Kind of doodle. It's an Android. Huh?
It is not an Android. I repeat.
As
it
we're
is not
nearing
an
the end
Android.
of the year, I really do hope that we figure this out by next season. You know what I'm saying?
Next
Next
season.
year.
Next season.
Next year.
Damn, that's a long time.
It is indeed. But for the time being, we have this. Behave, children.
Yes, Grandma.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Hey, don't talk to Jorge like that, okay?
All right, is the call coming through, or shall we move on?
No.
Just move on.
All right,
We
so
shall move on.
I'm sad.
all right, chill. Do we want to continue to discuss rappers? Because every time we discuss, we get interrupted. Just on the terms of music. Are you calling them?
Rodrigo, what you
Rodrigo,
doing?
bruh.
Hello?
Oh snap, we got it.
You're on
All
speaker.
right, put it up to the mic.
You're on
Can
speaker.
everyone hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your phone is actually charged.
That's not mine. Oh, that's
it's
Rodrigo's.
Rodrigo. Just put it up to the mic. She can ask
Whoever
her question.
charges this phone.
The question. What is your question?
Vanya, your question? Here, a second. I'm on the charger.
Oh my God. I'm gonna get a soundboard with the Jeopardy theme song.
Vanya would like to know when you're putting her on the show. No, Jessica wants to know when y'all want to collab.
Bro, hit me up. We'll schedule you on the show. We've got.
With Wisconsin people? Burr.
Burr.
Nah, but real talk, if y'all want to be on the show, hit me up, hit my line. Y'all probably have my info somewhere. I'm on every social media, but hit me up. We have, I think, 1 free week left of the year, but we'll figure that one out. If not, we can go ahead and start the queue for next year, you know what I'm saying? But thank you for your question. Does that suffice?
Okay.
Wait, are we hearing ourselves behind?
All right, thank you so much, callers. Have a great night.
We love our fans.
We stan our fans.
We stand.
And
But yeah, so you guys, how do y'all feel having been on the show as our time almost ends?
Actually, pretty interesting. It's kind of fun, actually. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Not nervous no more?
With this crowd, it is a blessing, truly.
thank you.
Rodrigo and Chris.
Touch Chris
Yo,
saying
don't
my
touch
name,
me
okay?
now.
Don't touch Chris saying my name, okay?
Nah, it's dope. It is cool. Is 4 people the most you've had?
It is indeed. Oh, we have another caller, I guess.
Oh
hold
my
up, hold
God.
up.
What's going on?
Hello.
Hi, yeah. So I just want to know, is it style over comfort or comfort over style?
Ooh, interesting question.
Constantly
Style over comfort or comfort over style?
Comfort over style.
Style over
over
comfort.
style.
Style over comfort.
Well, you can do both.
No.
How
Style
can
over
you do
comfort.
both? That's impossible.
You gotta get the right clothes.
Nah.
I say style
Yeah, style over comfort.
Style over comfort,
Yeah.
I think, seems to win.
for sure.
Except for Jorge, who thinks he can do both, but
wish
that
I
is
could do-
hubris.
He's
And
doing both right now.
Yes, sir.
you call that fashion, bro?
Dang.
For those of y'all who don't know, Jorge is currently wearing the biggest sweatpants I've ever seen in my life, with
Shout out to
socks
Easton.
over
They're
the
cab.
bottom
Shout
and
out to
slides.
Easton.
He's pulling the Connecticut look.
He's
okay?
pulling the
He
Connecticut
adapted.
look.
He adapted.
I adapt and I assimilate.
Yes.
We
I'm
love
gonna
it.
have
Love
to
it.
give that outfit like a 2 out of 10.
What?
Damn. Jorge, I give it a 3 out of 10.
Thank you. Thank you.
the shirt layered over the other shirt. That's all right. I like the sleeves, right? But
Hold on.
dude,
I have to. Hold
this,
on.
He gonna show the fit, man.
and he's got the hoodie draped over. Oh man,
OTN.
Success.
Outfit of the night. Okay?
Excellence.
I don't know what to
Always,
say,
always.
man. The sweatpants are just.
Amazing.
Nah, it's fashion over comfort for sure.
Our previous caller, Yessie, would
You're
like
in
to say
sweats.
you're a fool.
Thank you.
They're stylish sweats.
Stylish sweats, all right.
They're comfortable, right? So I can agree with Jorge saying
Fashion
both.
over comfort.
Yes.
Simple. Fashion
Like to
over
hear it.
comfort.
Fashion over comfort. If you have to make the choice, though,
I would. Fashion over
fashion over comfort, right?
Comfort. Sorry.
Nah.
Style.
Yeah,
What do you say?
I think style is perspective. You know, what you
Oh
define
my
fashion,
God, bro.
someone else might not. You know,
Kanye West.
Just comfort over style. Like, come on.
No, let him explain.
yes.
on his
Thank
mind.
you,
Speak your
Ivan.
mind.
All right,
I'll
please,
speak my truth.
please explain then.
Well, let's take for instance, Chris. What would you say your style is, Chris?
Damn, you put him on the
You
You
spot.
put him on the spot, bro.
I don't know.
It's okay.
That's what I don't know. That's what I wear every
Do you
day.
think you're stylish right now, or do you think you're comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
Ooh.
Douche with the AirPods, without the AirPods, cool guy.
That's what I'm saying. You know?
Nah, I'm comfortable right now.
But
Eastern
I think you're pretty
AirPods.
stylish. You know, at least to me, that's what I'm saying. My opinion. Chris right now looks pretty
But
stylish.
again, that's the perspective. Then, like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
previously, yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I say you could probably do both.
Ooh,
Interesting perspective.
very good point.
Perhaps it is possible then.
Yeah.
The world may never know.
Maybe style isn't necessarily uncomfortable sometimes. How about that?
Okay, but it seems like we're still leaning towards being stylish.
Well,
Are we
right
not?
now we have 2 votes, right? What is?
I mean, what's the occasion? Like,
Yeah.
Just
if
in
if
general.
if I'm going to like a banquet, like I'm trying to look nice.
Yes,
you know?
of course. But I guess this is just
It
kind
doesn't
of
mean
like
I'm gonna be comfortable.
when you have the option, because if you're going to a banquet, you kind of have to be fashionable, right? If you're gonna
That's what I'm
go
saying.
But
like
also,
rake
you're not
leaves, you'd rather be
necessarily
comfortable.
You're not necessarily uncomfortable.
On
Do
a
you
normal
wanna wear a tie? I don't
day.
think so.
On a normal day.
You're
Normal
just
day.
On a
going
normal day.
normal day.
I'd say
I'm gonna
comfortable.
say style.
What?
I'll say stylish comfort. I'll say
Everyday
stylish comfort.
style?
But if I'm gonna be comfortable, I would like it to not look like I just walked out of The Walking Dead.
But
But that doesn't mean, well, comfort doesn't mean you're like a lazy
No, that's what
bum,
I'm.
you
That's
know
why
what
I'm saying stylish comfort. So like, I'm not gonna wear like the biggest sweatpants I've ever seen with socks over the ankles and slides.
I can pull this off, right? I don't know.
Sure, you can. All right, you can pull that off. I probably would err away from that. All right. We have time for one more song. So Rodrigo, this one's all you. Give us
Maybe.
one more song to add to our playlist.
This is just like a oldie, like 90s music. I'm into that. It's called Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
All right. So without further ado, this is Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Rodrigo, Ivan, you're our new guest.
Thoughts as in like how the show went.
Just in anything you want to say,
It was
closing
really-
remarks.
It was really great. I liked it. It was, thanks to all the people who called in, the 2 people who called in.
A whole
I
2
appreciate
people.
it.
Jorge, go.
Let me start by saying this. I wanna shout out someone very special.
Who you want to shout out, Jorge?
I wanna shout out my friend Noor for getting me ramen earlier today. Because I
Shout
missed
out
her.
Noor.
You know, shout out Noor.
Noor,
Shout out Noor.
Noor,
She got
Noor.
me some ramen.
Shouts out
And,
Noor.
yeah.
And real quick, shout out to my girl from Georgia because she's one of the 29 listeners.
Shout out Roxana.
Cute.
Yes.
Cute.
Cute. Christian, closing
I
remarks.
mean, we shouting out our girls.
I mean, if you want to, go for it.
Shout out
right
to
next to
my
you.
beautiful girl Joanna, if you're listening still.
Oh, shout out,
Thank you so
JoJo.
much for having us today. It's really, being here as a single guest, being here with 3 other people, it's pretty dope. I like it.
Yeah,
like
you
it.
do have that perspective
I
of
really
different
enjoyed it.
appearances. I'm glad you guys like being on the show. It's fun to do.
It is fun.
Ivan, lad.
Yo, don't cry, man.
Bro,
It's
I'm
alright.
trying not to cry right now.
It's okay.
No, it was
It's okay, Ivan.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
With my future roomies, we're gonna be messing stuff up next year. if you know what I'm saying. In the attic
Ooh.
or short needle.
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 I know where y'all. I know. Yeah, I know what's that. Going to.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
That's
Period.
what's up.
No,
Alright.
but yeah, I really enjoyed being on the show. I want to give out, Beloit, Wisconsin, a shout out. I mean, Chicago, Illinois. Sorry.
What's the difference?
No, but yeah, shout out everybody. You know what I'm saying, for tuning in.
All right.
Hope we made your night a good night.
All right.
And that's on baby.
Oh my god. Okay. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week, same time, same station, new nonsense, new guest.
Tune
Guys,
in.
thanks for being on the show. Farewell, friends.
Great shit.